All right, to open up this special moment, I got to say thank you to the Chemung County Sports Hall of Fame for being enshrined into the class of 2023. Special thank you to County Legislature and friend Marty Chalk for spearheading all of this for me. It means so much to me that we've become great friends in sports and in life. I want to congratulate the fellow inductees in the class of 2023 who I've been fortunate enough, actually a lot of them, that I've actually covered in the last 20 years. Thank you for your commitment to excellence. Doing this speech, it's like this. We're in TV, so we always do things just a little bit different around here. So let's have fun with this, have a fun ride, with this speech here tonight. Now, just a week and a half ago, a nice gentleman came up to me in a basketball game and asked me if I was retiring because he saw the Hall of Fame, and he says, are you getting out? Without hesitation, I said, no way. We're just getting this party started, man. Now, the word honor isn't enough to describe being the first active Elmira TV sportscaster to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's something I truly never thought was possible. But when it became real, it instantly took me on a journey of gratitude and reflection, because you don't get to this point without working with great people and without love and passion to get to this point. As a young boy growing up in Horseheads, sports became a way of life, our identity, our soul. The first few years of my life, our family, we lived on concrete, a small cement basement, just one bathroom in there. We didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of money, but my dad was part of a round of layoffs at his job. But what we did have was each other, the ability to dream. My parents instilled in us, if you want something bad enough, if you're willing to fight and work for it, then anything's possible. My mom and dad, Bob and Sandy Malnoske, always told us there's nothing we couldn't do. They believed in us, and they were always there for us. The biggest killer of dreams often comes from those closest to us or within our own families and homes. That was never the case for my brothers and me. It's the power of believing in someone else, being able to look them right in the eye and know they can achieve greatness. Whether it was turning the TV down and doing play-by-play of a Syracuse game, or picking up a kitchen utensil and using it as a microphone. My mom and dad always got a huge kick out of that when I was young. My family cultivated that love. They didn't kill the passion, they embraced the passion for something that they knew that we loved. And they always told us to follow your heart because you'll never go wrong. I'm so lucky to have had a front row seat as the youngest brother of my two older brothers, John and Mike. They were the first to go through it all, and I learned so much from them. Both were and still are outstanding workers from their days as standouts as Horseheads High School football players to today in their respective fields. Without them, I would have never learned the importance of striving for something special in sports and in life. Know that also that life doesn't always go the way you plan it. If you fall, it's not about how hard you fall. It's about how hard you get back up. They've always been there for me in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Thank you so much for being there. Whether it was Little League Baseball, watching Super Bowls, or going all day on Nintendo and Tecmo Bowl when we were young kids. Man, we were so lucky with our family to see ourselves evolve and grow through hard work. Without you guys, tonight simply does not happen. We go into this Hall of Fame together. I love you guys. My mom and dad were the hardest workers I've ever known. They ran a business, the Horseheads Beverage Center, for nearly 40 years on South Main Street in Horseheads. They cared about people. Anyone who walked through that door, they loved their customers genuinely. You were treated like family. Through that hard work, 365 days a year, my family and my brothers, they built a wood home that we lived in from the trees on the hill we live in, shaving every last one down that is. One by one they did. This past June, we lost my dad after a 2-year fight with kidney cancer. Dad was never big on talking about himself. That's just the way he was. Always giving credit and celebrating everyone else's accomplishments. Dad was an American dream success story. To go from nothing to having so much. It was through sweat, getting your hands dirty, and and never saying quit. Both my mom and dad came from broken families, but they stayed together and proved that love can conquer all. I'm so blessed to have had them as my parents. Although Dad isn't here physically, I know he's here, and this honor is for him and my mom. In early 2009, after interning at WETM and WNY years prior, I called my dad at work to tell him we got a sports job at WENY. He proceeded to hold the line at the business and ran outside in the parking lot yelling, "How about that, horses?" And we've been on a miracle ride ever since because he knew how special this all was going to be. Dad, I just want you to know we will carry the torch forward in your honor and in your name. We'll make sure that no one forgets the name Malnoske. We did it. Look at us now, Dad. You're in the Hall of Fame now. And Mom, you are the epitome of what it means to help others and put everyone else before you. No greater example can be set in terms of leadership and kindness. If only everybody could be like you, the world will be a better place. We love you, Mom. This is your Hall of Fame night. To my wife and soulmate, Michelle, she's been with me every step of the way on this journey. I'm so thankful to be with you. You're my best friend. And we've never done things the easy way. You're the best in your field as a pulmonologist because of your dedication and commitment to helping people and putting the patient first, always. I'm honored to be your husband. I love you and thank you for giving me the greatest gifts in the world, our two children, Leo and Estelle. They are the light of our lives. So now, some very important thank yous to those who've helped me to get where I am right now, right here today. The great friends I grew up with. There was no better group than our backyard wrestlers. If you know, you know, the GWF. There was no link we weren't willing to go to in an effort to achieve greatness. Josh Stroll, you will always be my brother. The years we spent on Prospect Hill at your house growing up will never leave me. You'll always be a big part of who I am, no matter what life gives us or takes us. Your parents, Patty, and the late, great John Stroll did so much for me. They treated me like I was one of their own. Nothing beats a late Saturday night shooting pool in the basement with your dad telling stories, sharing life lessons. It was the best. It was an honor to be there. Both our dads lived hard, man. But they always had our back with loyalty and love. There was no quit in them. And they passed that on to us. Josh Hurlbut, Adam Monk, Dan Morris, thank you for all your friendship. All of you are now leaders in your respective fields, and rightfully so. That's because you've earned it every step of the way. Keep doing big things, men. You deserve all that is good in life. To my mother and father-in-law, Steve and Beth Spaziani, thank you for always being there for us. We're grateful for everything you do. And I got to say thank you. We love you. I want to say thank you to my friend and mentor, and to me, the greatest ever in our history, Terry Day. Terry has been there for me at all times. He's been a true leader in our community. We are better for what you've done, Terry. We really are. The highlight zone as a kid, watching the 18 sports coverage, man, it was must see. With that music, those highlights locally, it was money. Also, the coverage from Watkins Glen International with Dave Yates. Terry Day was the man. He still is. Love you, Terry. The first local sports author I ever read about in his books, the late, great Al Millett. A Twin Tiers legend. He was the name who gave Ernie Davis his legendary nickname, the Elmira Express. And Al, he always gave of himself for nearly 50 years at the Star-Gazette. Before his death, for years, he would call the station office and say, "You're doing good, kid. You're doing good. Keep it up." And that was amazing that he did that. It was almost like a lost art, just calling and just chatting out of the blue. And it wasn't until I left to work in Syracuse, only to return, that I truly understand his lesson that he gave me of asking me, "Why are you leaving?" I understand now, Al. I really do. Thank you for your forever friendship and guidance. Speaking of legends, the voice of the Twin Tiers, Bob Michaels. He, along with the late, great Tim Shattuck, opened so many doors of opportunity for me in play-by-play in sports. Your friendship and guidance in the performance to be great will never be forgotten. For the days of 1410 WELM, the sports giant, almost 15 years ago on AM radio, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to perform and call high school football and basketball games with the help of so many wonderful people. Looking back, it was such a golden time. Mike Muzan, a great color commentator who always brought the moment back to you and made the big play memorable. Thank you for being awesome, Mike. Jeff Rosenheck, Shelly Rich, you guys always hustled hard to make that product better. Thank you, guys. It was an honor to be on the call for so many games, especially the final historic Erie Bell game between Elmira Free Academy and Elmira Southside. The first sports anchor I ever learned from at WENY, Chava Sukost. Thank you for taking the time with a very raw, inexperienced kid and taking chances for him. Whether it was going to Syracuse for Jerry McNamara's final home game, to shooting a mock league baseball tryout of you at Mansfield University. It was an incredible ride. Thank you for being truly great, my friend. Scott Cook, my first ever news director, thank you for challenging me and understanding that my passion was different than everybody else's. Pete Vito, Doug Beers, two general managers who put it on the line to be great. From covering the Super Bowl to Emmy Awards, custom bobblehead nights, just thankful for all your support. To several broadcasting friends and production greats still in the game today, Rob Piachu, Randy Phillips, Todd Bailey, Kyle Nuss, Sidney Williams, Josh Kramer, Cody Schock, Kathleen Lukey, Calvin Gwinner, Jake Rulin, John Dolan, George Kassenhuber, Rich Tanner. Thank you for your commitment to true excellence and making our product the very best. My former WTM boss, Bob Rockstro, thank you for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime to come back here nearly 10 years ago. General managers, Marcy Daniels, Tina Castano, you guys have both gone out of your way more than anybody else. And I'll never forget your compassion and understanding. Thank you for your leadership and friendship in a high-octane business that never rests. To my lifelong teammates in the sports office who we've gone to war with every single day in the trench, I'm not here without you. Josh Getzoff, my first ever intern, who's now one of the voices of the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins. You had it then, you have it more than ever now. Thank you for your hustle and your ability to change the game, because you did. Toby Motika, thank you for working with me at a time when I was new to the business. I was trying just to find my way. Mia O'Brien, Marshall Kramsky, you have both continued to astonish me. You both have a natural talent that can't be bought. The broadcasting gods have chosen you to do something special and impact so many people in a positive way. Mia down in Jacksonville covering the Jaguars in the NFL. Marshall out in Cincinnati covering the Bengals. Just amazing what you're doing. I know that I'm so proud of you guys. Don't let anybody steal your shine. Chuck Brame, my brother. Literally the thousands of stories and days we worked together is one of the greatest times in the business I've ever had. Your sincerity and approach to life is something I will admire for the rest of my life. Thank you for all that you've done for me and the Twin Tiers. The 18 Sports Blitz was straight fire on Friday nights with you and me for many, many years. It's a tradition I know that will continue to move forward with Nick Ketter. Nick, you've earned the job you're in right now. I know the future is bright, man. 2 Horseheads grads in the WTM Sports office. Yeah, I like that idea. Keep rocking, my man. Thank you for always stepping up. Some final thank yous to Cornell University. It's my privilege and pure honor to serve as a play-by-play voice for the Big Red, the nationally ranked wrestling teams and women's lacrosse program on ESPN+. There's no better spot in the world than calling games on that hill. Thank you to Jeremy Harding and John Lukacs, 2 of the best in the game, without a doubt. To Excite Wrestling, man, you talk about memories. Here you go. Memories and moments that'll never die. From doing ring announcing to interviewing some of the greatest of all time in Binghamton, Johnson City, and Horseheads. It's been an awesome ride with you guys. Guys like Johnny Moose, Rob Cook, H.C. Loke, Sean Carr, Keith Zimmer, and more. Pro wrestling doesn't happen for me without you guys. I'm inspired by your greatness. Thank you, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Thank you for letting me live so many dreams. To appear in the company multiple times as an announcer, to get looks in Orlando and in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm forever grateful for the greatest wrestling company in the world. To have my family in the stands at First Arena multiple times for SmackDown Live events as an announcer, truly the hallmark of my career. You couldn't have written a better script. The company showed me what true perseverance is all about, true grit. To have the door shut in your face multiple times to try to get there and to simply battle back is what defines a champion. When you fall, will you rise? I made a promise to myself that I would do everything I possibly could to get there, and it happened. I will always love the WWE. So many friends and icons: Bob Streeton, the Lemoncelli family, Mike DeLuisio, the Manwarings, the Gilberts, Shane Lisi, Mark Stevens, Ryan Johnson, Nick Karski, Tony Villano of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, Dr. Bob Bryla of the Wrestling Hall of Fame, Tommy Koenig, and so many more. I thank you all. In closing, I'll leave you with these words. To me, there's two workers, ones who complain about it and ones who do something about it. In life, you find out the people who complain the most actually do the least. You got to stay on the attack. You got to make plays to be great. When you care more, you do more. It costs you nothing to respect people, so respect everyone. To the Twin Tiers, without you, there is no me. This is your sports desk. It belongs to you because you have the most powerful voice of all. To my two kids, my children, Leo and Estelle, I'm going to borrow a line from your granddad. Anything is possible if you're willing to work hard. Don't let anyone steal your passion. Don't let anyone steal your shine. It's your life to live. Make it a great one. I love you, Twin Tiers. Thank you for the Hall of Fame. Big time.